What rule did your school implement that backfired terribly? My school let the cheerleaders walk with their butts hanging out but said that my dress was a problem. So, I made them eat their words. Back in 2013 I was a sophomore in high school, and there was a tradition that on Fridays, the cheerleaders, football players, band members, and the other groups performing, wore their uniforms to class. This wasn't a written tradition, and only the cheerleaders and dance teams' uniforms broke dress code, but nobody really batted an eye to it. I wasn't a skirt person, but I liked dresses once in a while. I grew up in Texas, and it's still significantly hot in August and September. So one time, while wearing a casual sundress in September, I was pulled out of class and reprimanded because the end of my dress was 4 inches above the knee, when the dress code said no shorter than 2. I pointed out the cheerleaders and dance teams' uniforms every Friday and how they reached mid-thigh at their longest. I was told that was okay because students can wear official school uniforms and was sent home to change. Clearly, somehow someone had forgotten I was on the golf team. Immediately my mind was turning to the next Friday. The school had recently upgraded the golf team uniforms the year prior, and the girls' team uniforms consisted of a short-sleeved collared polo shirt and a skirt. If you don't know what a skirt is, it's essentially a skirt and short shorts combined. It looks like a skirt, but they essentially act like built-in bike shorts, and these babies were short. I'd argue they were even shorter than the average cheerleader skirt. So that next Friday, to my parents' surprise, I was ready to go that morning in my golf uniform, as compared to taking a bag to keep my golf clothes and to change into after school. I just told them that on Fridays, we can wear our uniforms to class, and they accepted without question and took me to school. Well, by the second period, I was sent to the office yet again. The first thing the assistant principal asked me was why I would deliberately disobey her right after our last conversation. She then threatened me with in-school suspension, and said I'll never get anywhere in life by not listening, and so on. When I finally had a chance to get a word in, I said, "But this is my school golf uniform," and I pointed to our school's logo that was sewn into my polo shirt. "You said students can wear official school uniforms to class. Why are the cheerleader uniforms okay and mine isn't? This isn't even a skirt, it's a skirt, it has pants." I still remember how pissed off she was. She stared me down for what seemed like a millennia. Then she snapped and told me to get out of her office, and go sit in the lobby area. She said that I knew what she meant and she would be calling my parents about this blatant disrespect. So I waited, played on my iPod and chatted with the nice secretary, trying to keep myself distracted, because in reality I had been really trying not to cry. I had massive anxiety when it came to authority, but I still had my naive sense of injustice, and I didn't just want to let this go. After about 20 minutes, she popped her head out and in a very monotone voice, told me I could go back to class and to let teachers know I had gotten permission from the front office to wear my uniform. Then she went back in and closed the door before I could even think to respond. I spent the rest of my day dealing with teachers questioning me about my outfit and two even called the front office to double-check my claim that I had in fact gotten permission. I went to practice after school as normal before being carpooled back home. My dad met me at the front door with a small smirk. I asked him what in the world happened because I knew he was the go-to contact for my school, so I knew she called him. He explained that when she called and tried to get him to come to the school and get me and talked about punishments for my insubordination, he immediately began to argue with her. He admitted he raised his voice quite a bit, asking why I wasn't allowed to wear my sport uniform that the school provided to me as a dress requirement at my golf practice. He then mentioned taking this all the way to the school board and resolving this obvious favoritism. He then asked me not to do that again, but said that he was proud of me. He told me, "I know I had told you never to start a fight, but to always fight back. I always thought physically, but you damn sure took the advice."